So picture a finance minister from an African country walking into a meeting in Luanda with a spreadsheet that already doesn't balance no matter which way they try to flip it or reverse it, right? So that's the real backdrop to this week's African Union, European Union summit in Angola. So the speeches are about partnership and shared prosperity, but the fight is about debt. Angolan President Jazari, who currently chairs the African Union, opened the summit by saying the quiet part out loud. The tools rich countries offered during COVID, especially the G20's common framework for debt, are not working for African governments in crisis. You can see that in places like Ghana and Zambia. Both entered restructuring processes, both have spent years negotiating with creditors, and both are still stuck cutting budgets, delaying projects, and arguing over who gets paid first. While diplomats trade draft agreements, ministers back home are deciding whether to pay teachers, buy medicine, or service another interest payment. Lorenzo and other leaders are pushing for something more than another rescheduling. They want new instruments, real financing options, cheaper long-term loans, and a bigger say inside the global financial institutions that effectively police their budgets. The UN Secretary General is backing that argument and calling for a wider overhaul of the way global finance is governed. There's also pressure from an expert panel created under South Africa's G20 presidency. Their message is blunt. As long as low and middle income countries are sending huge chunks of their revenue out the door to pay old expensive debt, they will struggle to invest in energy, jobs, and basic infrastructure. You can't talk about development if most of the money is leaving before it even hits the ground. So when you see photos from Luanda, the flags, the handshakes, the roundtable shots, remember what's really at stake. Somewhere behind those images is a set of budget lines that will decide fuel prices, school construction, and public sector salaries for years. Someone in those rooms is going to take a hit. The unresolved fight in Angola is who it's going to be. The lenders holding the bonds, or the people already living with rolling blackouts and budget cuts. If you believe independent journalism like this matters, consider supporting the show through Patreon or a YouTube membership with added perks. For as little as $1 a month, you can help us keep telling the stories that go far beyond the headlines and bringing valuable information to the masses. We don't have big donors or sponsors. We are truly building this pure and from the ground up. If you've gotten something out of these videos, please consider becoming a supporter today, and be sure to follow the show so that you don't miss any new updates.